Live from the Rock Ridge Broadcasting Room at Rock Ridge High School, this is Rock Ridge Rundown.
Good afternoon, I'm Alden, this is Will, and this is your Rock Ridge Rundown. Rock Ridge Rundown is your weekly news broadcast put together by the Journalism 1 and 2 classes. We will broadcast live every Friday at 1:50 p.m. Today is Friday, May 16th, and we hope your day is going well. We have several stories to get to this afternoon, so let's get right into it.
Earlier this week on Monday, the Rock Ridge Orchestra performed in the Performing Arts Center. Grades 5 through 12 played, with the Junior High Fiddle Club and Senior High Fiddle Club also playing. The 7th grade orchestra played Breeches Full of Stitches, which is an Irish polka, Mamba Samba, a jazz piece, John Ryan polka, which was played in the movie Titanic. The 8th grade orchestra played the Game of Thrones theme from the TV series Game of Thrones and The Lion Sleeps Tonight from the movie The Lion King. They then performed Stairway to Heaven by Led Zeppelin with the Senior High Orchestra. The Senior High Orchestra played the Halo theme from the game series Halo and Counting Stars by One Republic. The concert started at 7 p.m. and ended around 8, and the concert was free to go to with no entry cost to get in. This was the last and final orchestra concert of the 2024-25 school year.
If you're a senior and received any type of scholarship, please be sure to notify the counseling office as soon as possible. We must have records of all scholarships awarded to our graduating seniors. To do this, please complete the 2025 Scholarships Awarded form, which can be found in the daily agenda emails. The senior scholarship ceremony will take place on Sunday, May 18th at 5 p.m. in the Performing Arts Center. This special evening is dedicated to celebrating the hard work, dedication, and accomplishments of this year's seniors. Don't miss the opportunity to be honored and celebrate alongside your peers.
Rock Ridge High School is excited to announce the upcoming POM tryouts for the 2025-26 school year. These tryouts are open to students entering grades 9 through 12 this next fall. For practicing the tryout, it was held on May 12th through the 16th from 7:30 to 8 p.m. The actual date of tryout is next Monday, May 19th. During the practices, participants will learn and practice the routine that will be performed on the tryout day. The tryouts are looking for a positive attitude, commitment, and also reliability. These skills are important for the team to be successful. Make sure you bring your best pair of athletic shoes and remember to bring your best attitude. Good luck for everyone trying out. After this short break, we'll be right back with your weekend forecast.
Hello Rock Ridge High School, this is Landon with your forecast. Starting with today, we have a high of 55 and a low of 45. This weekend, temperatures are warming up. Saturday with a high of 50 and a low of 41. And then cooling down, Sunday with a high of 50 and a low of 38. Going into this next week, temperatures will be staying steady. Monday with a high of 55 and a low of 34. Tuesday also with a high of 59 and a low of 40. Wednesday we'll have a high of 62 and a low of 40. Thursday, things will stay steady again with a high of 67 and a low of 43. And finally, Friday having a high of 73 and a low of 45. That's all I have for you this week, and now it's time to head into 10 questions with 30 seconds.
Good afternoon, I'm Coach Ebro and welcome back to Coach's Corner, where we have a few stories to get into, so let's get right into it. Our Rock Ridge track team had Lake Superior Conference Championship in Hibbing on Tuesday, which the Wolverines took third place. Senior Jack Kendall won the mile, along with the 4x4 and 4x2, winning their relays. Congrats to senior Carson Mast, who won the entire meet. The Wolverines' next meet is tomorrow at Rockridge High School. This week, Rockridge baseball had a very long and hard week. With 3 games throughout that time, Rockridge had been doing phenomenal. If you thought Mondays were bad, they had to drive to Southridge and play the Panthers in 92-degree weather. The Wolverines were able to outplay the Heat though and pound the Panthers with a 6-5 win. You know they had to rep it back though, with a home game the next day against International Falls Broncos. The I-Falls made like a bucking bronco though and absolutely fell off, losing to your own Rockridge Wolverines 11-1. Another pulverizing win for the Wolverines in the bag. Yesterday they had an early game against one of their rivals, Mesabi East, and ended up winning 4-3. Junior Aiden Bird says, "We've been working really hard this year and it's definitely showing off. We just got to keep it going and hopefully we can catch more dubs." Thanks for that, Aiden. We hope you and the rest of the team have a great rest of the season. Boys and girls golf team, let's tee off to see what they had this week. On Monday, the girls went up to the quarry at Giants Ridge in Biwabik, Minnesota, and played a well starting at 12 p.m. But then just yesterday, both boys and girls golf played at Virginia against many schools, including Hibbing, Hermantown, Duluth-Denfeld, Ely, and other schools that participated. The highlight for the girls was Madison Fingers, and the boys was Eli Devich. Both teams played really well, and it was a great day of golfing action yesterday. Lastly, today the boys and girls team play at Hibbing and the Mesabi Country Club at 9 a.m. Good luck to both teams. Yesterday, Rockridge boys tennis faced off against Hibbing in the varsity section final, and with how well the Wolverines have been doing this season, this was definitely one of the most anticipated matches in the 2025 spring season. Luckily, the match took place in the Virginia Indoor Tennis Club, so the boys were right at home. With the Wolverines' record of 17-0 going into the match, everyone was hoping that Rockridge would make light work of Thursday. Senior Willie P says, "The game on Thursday was so fun and so awesome, and the greatest and the best. The highlight of the match was probably making it to state for the 5th time in a row with that 5-peat. For my predictions for state, I think we're going to do a really good job." Thanks, Will, and awesome job. Needless to say, the boys played their hearts out, and with a final score of 5-2, the Wolverines would gloriously triumph over the Blue Jackets. Amazing job, you guys. Now it's official. The Rockridge boys tennis team is officially stay bound. Looking back through the looking glass, last Friday night we danced on tabletops, and I think we kissed, but I forgot. And also what happened was boys tennis hosting a girl named Mona? My apologies. I meant the boys tennis hosted Mora at the Virginia courts. Moving past that, on Saturday morning, boys golf went out to the quarry at Giants Ridge. On Tuesday morning, we had track team go out to Hibbing, where the Heat must have gone to the Wolverines, who only placed 3rd in men's and 4th in women's. Fortunately, though, that afternoon, girls softball traveled to Moose Lake to put down the Rebels' forces, winning a relatively jaw-dropping 13-2. On Wednesday night, girls softball was feeling frisky and hosted both North Branch and Chisago. The Wolverines managed to beat North Branch 13-3, but the Vikings must have tuckered out the Wolverines. Since they slipped back in round 2 against Chisago, the Wildcats managed to put up 25, or maybe it was 6-4. Moving on to Thursday, we start out in the morning with boys tennis hosting Hermantown and boys and girls golf at the Virginia Golf Course. It's a pretty big load we had last week, so now let's go with the big strokes and see what we got coming up next week. Tomorrow we've got track hosting a meet here at Rockridge, but that'll be all for this weekend. On Monday, we'll see boys and girls golf headed out to Cloquet, and later on Wednesday we'll have boys baseball hosting Ely. Boys baseball will keep it up, going down to Proctor the night after. That's all I have for you this week. See you next time. Thanks for hanging with me in Coach's Corner.
And now you're watching Worldwide Wolverines with Let's Go,
and also her class.
Today, we are here to discuss Agent Van Morrison and his diabolical attempt to assassinate Fidel Castro.
This is Agent Morrison with the weapon, a cigar laced with botulinum toxin,
which causes complete muscle paralysis.
This is Fidel Castro, Cuba's communist dictator and an avid cigar enjoyer.
The United States does not want him to stay in power.
Here is Agent Morrison, here to give Fidel his infamous toxin cigar.
Mr. Castro, can I interest you in this very valuable, rare cigar?
I'm on a diet. You can have it.
Alright. Who is this guy?
On Wednesday, May 14th, the orchestra performed at the Mesabi Range College graduation. Here's what student Haley Van Soos had to say about the concert. Overall, we played well despite the fact we had very small groups consisting of 2 cellos, 3 second violins, 5 first violins, 2 violas, and 2 basses. The class's favorite song was Labyrinth, which the orchestra played multiple times, while the graduates marched in the orchestra played Palm and Circumstance, and when they marched out, the orchestra played Highland Cathedral. The other songs the orchestra played were Power Shift, Song of the Ocean Winds, Song of Jupiter, Down by the Sally Gardens, Irish Tune from Country Dairy. The orchestra also played the national anthem. We got compliments from the staff and graduates' families. Overall, the feedback we got was positive and they enjoyed having an orchestra, says senior Christina Laux.
This week's Wolverine of the Week is junior Ella Arvila. Her activities include girls basketball team manager and track. Her hobbies are dancing, drawing, and listening to music. Ella's favorite subject is chemistry and English.
That's all we have time for today. Remember to catch your Rockridge Rundown every Friday at 1:50